All right, everybody, we are back once again with an amazing woman that you absolutely should know. And it's my first time meeting her in person, so I'm excited about that. I've got Diva Menke from two companies, screens2you.com and Window
Clean
Team. Window Clean Team. Awesome. So we're excited to hear about both. Cool. Have you had one longer than the other? Or?
No, they're all under the same roof.
Okay.
Under the same umbrella.
Tell us about it.
Okay, cool. Well, both companies started 40 years ago.
Oh.
We moved to the desert, my husband and I, a year and a half ago.
Okay. And newbies.
Yeah, new from the Seattle area.
Oh my gosh.
We came on vacation, and it was supposed to be a 3-month vacation, and then we never went back.
Really?
I was like, honey, I think I want to quit our life and move here. He's like, me too.
Oh my
and we did.
gosh.
Never went back.
So, okay, let's just talk about all that. So, first of all, 3-month vacation.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
like,
winter
how
time.
did we pull that off?
Yeah. Well, so yeah, my story kind of really goes back. So I'm an entrepreneur at heart.
Clearly.
Have been for the last decade plus. So I was a realtor in the town north of Seattle, Bellingham, Washington. That's what I did for my.
We are very familiar with that.
Oh my gosh.
She's just been there twice. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's a beautiful place to live. I loved it. Love the community. But it rains a lot, like an excessive amount.
That's what we hear.
Yeah. And so loved it for the 20 years I was there. And then I kept coming on vacation here. And then winter time was slower there because like it's, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's the total opposite here. Summer, winter, slow. So I was like, cool, I'll just have like a showing assistant and then do all the paperwork from here.
Love it.
And so that's what we planned. And then I just never went back.
Really? Okay. So what are the things that just made you not want to leave? Had you been to the desert before or?
Yeah, I love the desert. Mm-hmm. So like I started vacationing here before I met my husband. Mm-hmm. Then once I met my husband, I literally like a weekend, I'm like, so how do you feel about the desert? And he's like, I've never been. I'm like, we should go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love the desert. And then I didn't ever think I'd really move down here. I didn't think I ever could position my life that way, but it just worked out. And and so back to how I got to Screens to You. So I was selling real estate and loved it. I mean, it's like the most fun job in the world. So I'm watching people buy and sell homes and I'm like, okay, who's really building wealth in this? And I'm like, oh, it's people that own the real estate. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, okay, I want to start investing. So before that, I was waiting tables. So like I didn't have a lot of money, and you don't make money when you start being a realtor. It takes a while.
It takes a while.
And so I didn't have a ton of money, but I'm like, what money I had, I was like, okay, cool. I want to start buying any property I could afford. So now I own a bunch of property in the middle of nowhere, Montana. But I went over there with a buddy. We renovated the homes ourselves, rented them right away, and they were income producing properties from the beginning.
That's amazing.
Which is like impossible to do now.
Yeah, that's very difficult to do.
And so I love real estate. I love rehabbing homes. I love everything about real estate. But when interest rates went up, it just didn't make sense anymore. Mm-hmm. And so we're like, okay, well, what can we do now? And we're like, I think we can buy a cash flowing business.
Yes. Okay.
And so that's how here we are.
Okay. So how did you decide on these two businesses? So, because I mean, obviously you said a cash flowing business, because that's important.
Very important.
Right. And you've lived here for a year. It's not like you have a huge network, all these things. So how did you come to find out that these would be the ones that worked for you?
So we looked at a ton of businesses, as you can imagine. I mean, we started looking in Bellingham too. And then once we decided we wanted to move here, we're like, okay, let's definitely find one in Coachella Valley. What we looked for are businesses where they have a good reputation in the area, been around for like at least 5 years. So you know that like they can withstand different markets and times, have already a built-in strong client base. And then it comes down to the numbers. So like we got an SBA loan, which is really cool.
Tell us what that is.
Okay, shout out to SBA loans. Anyone interested in buying a business?
It's a small business.
A small business, yeah. So I mean, but small businesses, I think up to like 10 million. So when they say small, they don't mean like it has to be mom and pop. It's like they'll lend, but you need 10% down. Sometimes that can be seller finance, which is also cool. But it totally depends on what your goals are.
Sure.
Our goals were like, okay, we want a strong business that then we can help grow.
Right.
And keep for a long time. But it isn't, we weren't like so passionate. Like I'm not that passionate about screens, like how passionate can you be about screens or window washing? But we were like, okay, with our 10% down and our loan payment, the business makes enough money every month that we're still able to make a profit.
Wow.
So that's how screens do. Oh, and the other really important thing that I'm just going on.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's like, they're very, very, very good tips.
Okay, cool. I could just talk all day long about, I emailed you guys before and I'm like, maybe I'm like a huge nerd, but I can just talk about business like forever. But a lot of business owners, like boomers, are getting ready to sell, move on with their life, but they haven't thought about like, how does the business run? And most businesses are like, the owner, it's their pride and joy. They do everything.
Right.
They answer the phone. They go to
schedule
the calls,
things.
they do the sales. And that isn't really a business you can sell because you're selling yourself,
You
and
have not leveraged anything.
Yeah. And so that was something that was really cool about the way the previous owners, Steve and Tommy, had run the business, is like they had delegated a lot to the team and trusted the team with it. So like the team could handle the business without an owner to a certain.
Right. They had systems in place that allowed for them to kind of step back and it run anyway. Yeah. So really important. That's really important. It's such a good point. And I'm glad you're excited about this because buying businesses is not something that people think to do. Right. It never occurs to people like you could do that. Right. And 10% down, that's not a lot. Yeah. And you're right. Seller financing, some of these longer owned businesses, that person is willing to do something like that because they're ready to go. Yeah. Because you've worked so hard and put the time in. So
absolutely.
Love that.
So I think a lot of people, I will say that I think entrepreneurs are a little crazy. You have to be a little crazy to be one. To be one of us.
I don't know what my next paycheck looks like.
It's kind of feast or famine.
There's no health insurance.
It's a wild ride, but it's so rewarding, and it just allows you to create a completely different life that you can't have when you rely on someone else. Right. For your income.
And you clock in and out in a different way. Which there's nothing wrong with that.
No, that's sometimes I'm like, why can't I just get a 9 to 5? But it's been, 15 years. Yeah.
So both of these businesses are doing well.
Yeah.
Okay. And now is your husband involved at a high level with you as well?
He is.
Something you guys do together?
Yeah. Okay. He also has a full-time job. Okay. And which is helpful because, like where we are right now, the business is supporting itself, it's making money, but like it's not quite enough for us to just like live off that income. So we need a second income right now. And so he has a full-time job, and that's lovely, covers our mortgage, blah, blah, blah. But then also he helps with like higher level thinking things that he's really good at. Like he's good at numbers and just kind of like the back end of the business things. Yeah. And then I'm like there, talking to my team every day, involved.
Right. Like, so what does a typical day look like for you?
So a typical day is like everyone, you wake up and you check your phone, and then you're like, are there any emergencies? No. Okay. Thank God. And then emailing. And then lately I've just been really trying to network.
Okay.
And specifically with like realtors or homeowners, people where like they're in front of people that, need blinds and need windows washed and have clients and friends and big and circle stuff.
Well, these businesses, you have been around for a while, but now you are the face of that. And so I think networking and I it's really connecting. Yeah. Right. Because at the end of the day, people aren't necessarily going to choose, like they're not going to be like, well, I'm going to do windows because you do windows. It's because you have a connection with that person. And it's so important to do that. And we've really like learned that over the last year and a half, and kind of, it's so rewarding in so many ways, because even though maybe business doesn't come directly from it right away, you start to build this community and like connections around it. And maybe you're helping them with something. Yeah. Or they're donating to you for this, or whatever it looks like. But you begin to build this community of everybody sort of supporting each other and cheering each other on.
100%.
Right? And I think that is super invaluable. And it can't just be like, here's my business card.
Right. No, it's
you know what I
all
mean?
about relationships and trust. And it doesn't always come in the way you think. Like maybe someone won't buy blinds from me, but like when I'm in a panic and need a plumber, like I'll talk to, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I have the best plumber. He can be there today. He doesn't charge after hours. So whatever. Like, so you just, the community aspect is like it has been at my core of everything. That's why I love the Coachella Valley. It's a lot like Bellingham, where it's like, it isn't LA. It's a smaller area. And like, just from going to these networking events, I'm seeing the same people, and then I'm meeting the people they know and their friends, and like, it's a really cool community.
So. I totally agree. So, okay, let's go back. So you guys are here on vacation. What did the moment look like where you were like, well, let's just figure this out here? Because really quick, like that's a big, scary thing for so many people. And there are very few people that would do that. But I think there's a lot of people that would love to do that.
Yeah.
So walk us through that.
Okay. Well, I would say I never thought I could leave my community, because had I told my friends, like, hi friends of 20 years, we're going to move, they'd be like, you can't, like, that's unacceptable. So I honestly think quiet quitting was like,
quiet quitting?
I like quiet quit my entire life.
Oh,
and like, I've
not ever heard that.
Yeah.
Is that like the Irish goodbye?
It's basically, which makes sense because I am the queen of Irish goodbyes. But I'm like, it's basically the Irish goodbye of your entire
life. Yeah.
And the one person I kind of like, my business partner, like, oh my gosh, I loved working with her so much, but I just was like, I can't wake up and have the rain anymore. And she's the same way. And I think she also secretly wanted to leave. But it's like when you have this community you've built and a strong business, you know, it was like 10 years we worked together, and like, and our clients loved us, we loved our clients, and it was like, it just it would have been really hard to like actually say goodbye to everyone. And so it was hard to kind of call her, but honestly she was like, okay, cool, I think we've been talking about buying a house in Vegas and I think we're gonna do it. And I was like, perfect. So now she owns a house in Vegas and we're here. So it worked out good. We both went to the desert. But yeah, I think like so many things, like we can do so much more than we think we can. And like, there's so much more opportunity in this world for us than we think. And we're kind of like taught to believe. And for me, that's like a big part of what entrepreneurship is.
Absolutely.
And then, but I did do like the sneaky quiet quit. And then luckily we had my husband's income also. So like he worked from home. So that gave me so much more flexibility than like if I was just on my own. And and then I knew, I was like, I don't think I want to sell real estate, at least right away, because it takes so long to build that. So I was like, okay, what else do I want to do? Plus it's the hustle and the feast or famine. Like being a realtor is so much harder than people think.
Oh my God. You heard it here, folks, everybody. You know what? It's well, and same thing with entrepreneurship, but people think literally that all you do is just like go show a house and then it all just happens, just and everybody's happy and you just like throw money around, and like you are in people's lives like very, very like fully for an extended period of time when you're going through a transaction. And then really the ultimate goal is to always be around that person, because to have a successful any type of business is one where you come back around to those people that you've done business with, you know, and you're building that referral and all that stuff. But I mean, like we've sat through transactions like, oh my God, like I can't believe this just happened. I can't believe he just quit his job and we're closing in 4 days. I can't believe that now they're getting a divorce. I can't believe she won't let us open the freezer in the kitchen. Like, it's so weird.
You're not a lawyer, so there's no retainer.
No.
Like, if you don't close, you don't get paid.
And you can spend, and it's like, it should never, I feel like you should never chase the check. Because that's not what we're doing, right?
Right.
And there have been moments where I'm like, man, I spent like 2 years with you. And
it can be heartbreaking.
You know what I mean? And like, I just now see how you feel about that.
Right.
So, but it's a wonderful job.
It is. It's also like you're talking about the relationship. I mean, I could cry talking about this. Like,
oh yeah.
And like, I loved working with savvy investors. I would say my two favorite types were like the savvy investors or the first time home buyers, because like you're helping them build wealth in a way that like is almost unattainable in any other sort of way. And and also like build their actual home, and like, oh, just the relationships are, I had a couple that were early on, and I think because I was so naive in the business that I took this on, but I don't really know much about building here, but building in, I imagine it's similar. It's probably a lot of permitting, a lot of nightmares. And it took 11 months to close for them. And it was like a constant fight the whole way. But like when we were done, it was like, we are lifelong friends. Yeah. Because it's like, how can you not be? You've like walked through the trenches with it. So it's such a beautiful thing. And I loved that about it.
Yeah, it's very special. And I think with any business that you own, you can have that type of relationship and trust. And you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, maybe they're not going to call you to get us to do the screens right now, but they're like, hey, she's going to know somebody that I need to know.
Right.
Which goes all the way back to making connections. And you said something earlier, and I'll remember it in a second, but it's so important to put yourself out there in the world over and over and over again in different avenues with around different people, because you never know what's going to show up.
You never know.
And if you don't, like, you absolutely know what's going to show up.
Yeah, nothing.
The same thing that yesterday, which was
exactly.
Nothing. And I really think if more people took like the viewpoint of that on that, they would be able to find that what they're searching for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you meet somebody like yourself who's like, oh, you could buy a business.
Yeah.
This is what you look for. This is how much you need to have. They're SBA loans.
It's scary though.
Sure.
I mean, I understand. For the first 6 months, I was like, didn't want to have to go, and my husband was like, hey, but like, you gotta do it. And I was like, oh, fine. And then I started doing all these networking events, and I'm like, wait, this is fun. Like, I forgot. It's actually really fun to talk to all these new people. Like, but it is scary, you know?
It's very scary. What are some of your favorite networking events?
Well, I love the Greater Palm Springs Realtor Association. I just started doing that, and that's been awesome. Like, because I think, we're all kind of like-minded, so that's fun. Sure. And then there's other entrepreneurs that run small businesses, so that's been really cool. And then I like any sort of mixer with wine, so like, the Palm Desert. Yeah, yeah.
If there's wine,
I'll be there. Yeah, totally.
That's awesome. So, do you feel like along the way through this entrepreneurial ride that you've had like mentors or people that you've been able to go to for advice? Like, what does that look like?
So there's a lot of resources. Like, I had no idea, but there's a lot of free resources for small business owners.
People need to know that.
Yeah. So like the SBDC, I can't even remember what that stands for.
SBDC.
Small Business. I can't remember. I wish I had thought through this before I did this. But the SBDC, they're amazing. There's like all kinds of classes, online things. Like, basically there's they're government funded resources to help small business owners. Yep. So you pay for it in your taxes, like, might as well utilize it. And then there's the Women's Business Center here. Yeah. They also help men. They are so cool. I just did a 10-week course it's like for women, but really they're like, everyone's welcome. Right. And that was really cool. And they went through all kinds of different like lending and marketing and how to know your numbers and like really cool things. So there's a lot of resources.
And that's available here locally.
In Palm Desert. Right. And like, I felt really supported, actually. It's been super cool.
Yeah. And I think, yes, people should know that there's actually a large community of people who have already done this. Yeah. Willing to teach you how to do it. Yeah. Yeah. That's all over the desert. I think
anytime someone's done something and they're excited about it, like, they want to share that. So like, it's like, no matter what it is. Yeah. So, and shout out to anyone watching. If you ever have questions about entrepreneurship, business ownership, anything, my door is always open. I obviously could talk about it for hours. So
I love that. So if somebody was looking to start up their own business, could they call you?
Oh, 100%. Please do.
What would be some of the things you would tell them?
Well, first I would understand, like, what are your goals? Like, what do you want? Is this something that you're super passionate about? And, do you want to own a coffee shop and you love coffee and you want to talk coffee and smell coffee? Or are you passionate about making money? Or what,
Just coffee shop?
Yeah, you can do both. But maybe be thinking about, like, okay, if you open a coffee shop, what's your bigger goal? Because coffee shops aren't going to maybe build the wealth that if that's what your goal is. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's having a place that community gathers, so like, that's the first thing I would understand. Right. And then, I would talk about numbers and like how to get financing. There's just money out there. And I think we just don't know about, like, I didn't know you could put 5% down to buy a house. I had no idea. And that's how much I put down on my first house.
Yeah.
You know,
people have a misconception. It's like, it must be 20%. And that's not true.
No, it's not.
That's not true. But that comes to all about education.
Totally.
It's about education and having a resource. And especially with buying a house, like people, if they don't have a realtor like in their world, they're very nervous to reach out and talk to somebody because it's like scary.
Feels scary.
Yeah. And I don't want to commit to you.
Totally. I mean, I'm like encouraging my employees, like I'm meeting with them one-on-one. I'm like, so what are your goals? Do you want to own a business?
That's
like,
awesome.
what do you know, and most of the time they're like, no, what you do is insane. And I'm like, yeah, that's fair. Like, I don't sleep a lot, but that's okay. Like,
well, that's really nice. So you have those conversations with the people that work for you as well.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's been like the maybe single most rewarding thing. I've never managed a team in my life. I've never wanted to be a manager. I just kind of I don't like to have a boss, and I don't like to have my own team is how I always thought of it. But the team's been so amazing. It's like the coolest. We kept everyone on board.
I was just going to say, so did you inherit them?
Yeah, we inherited them.
Everyone.
Thank God no one quit. Like that was scary because you don't know, you could get a team and they could all leave. No, we have like the most amazing, our office staff are like, they're the best.
So that's really, I think that would probably be really unusual that, first of all, they enjoyed their job so much the way that it was.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't belong to the same people anymore.
Right.
And there's a fear there, like everything's going to change. It's not going to be the same. Am I going to
lose my job? And it isn't the same. We've changed a lot, actually.
And yet they all still stayed.
Yeah.
So real true testament to the leadership that was there and that has come in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's a big deal.
Yeah. It's cool also to be able to walk in and see how things were done and be like, okay, these are the things I like that he was doing. I want to keep those.
Yeah.
And then these are things I like,
Sure.
I mean, I'm a totally different generation, come with a different mindset. Like, here are the things I want to bring into the business.
Right.
So.
You're younger than they, and you're a woman.
Yeah.
Did you have to talk about that with anybody?
No, honestly, the staff, it's really cool. Like we walked in first day and I mean, there was definitely fear, but it was like, okay, you're a new boss. What do we do? And it was like, whoa, okay. I honestly thought that might be an issue.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. They've been so respectful. And I'm younger than like a lot of, half the staff probably.
Right.
No issue.
Yeah.
But I think too, my style of leading is like, I fully trust you and I support you. And like, I'm never mad at them, whatever. Someone ran a car through a gate and smashed a windshield. I'm like, you know what? That happens. Like, it does.
It does.
It's like, and that's okay. I know it's an honest mistake. Yeah, I know. I'm like try not to do that. But
yeah,
it's like that happens. That's okay. I know it was an honest mistake. We'll fix it. And like they're nervous to tell me. I'm like, no, that's not a big deal. But like if someone's stealing, like not okay. And I feel like people either rise to fit into the culture of the team or they leave. You know?
Right. So. And right, because the culture is really important, and fostering that and creating that is how you must do it, and it should be authentic to who you are, and either they are in line with it or that they're not.
100%.
Yeah. So what can people come to get from you, from your two little businesses? They need screens, they need window washing. What do you do?
Yes. So we do interior blinds, any exterior shades, like drop shades, retractable awnings. We do all screens of any kind, screens, doors, retractable screen doors, slider screen doors, security doors, windows, solar windows, and then also window cleaning.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And how would they find you how would they reach out and get that done?
Color Office, 760.
The good old fashioned phone.
Yeah. 760-200-5239. Call or email me. My email's diva@screenstu.com. Go online, Google.
Yeah, perfect.
Easy.
So before we go, either a piece of advice that you've received or one that you give out regularly that you really think people should hear.
I think just that the world is full of opportunities, and you don't have to live in the box that you have been if it's not working for you.
I love that. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Just thanks to the Coachella Valley for welcoming us and supporting our small local business. It's a
special place.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Oh my gosh. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye. That was so